It is impossible for us to avoid dying. And this is one of the things that we will all face that is impossible to elude. Yet in spite of that, in spite of death facing us all, the Bible tells us in Acts chapter 2 that it was impossible for death to hold Jesus. Aren't you glad for that? Have you ever wondered why death could not hold Jesus? I mean, we have the nice answers like, well, he's God. But think about it. He was human too. Why could death not hold Jesus? And it's not just that death could not hold him. The Bible tells that Jesus actually conquered death once and for all. So today I want to look at this resurrection of Jesus, this life that came out of Jesus, and why death could not hold Jesus. Because when we understand why it could not hold him, we too, if we believe that Jesus lives in us, can live more fully in that resurrection power. You want that? I know I do. Because if we can understand resurrection power, and if we have Jesus, we can live totally free from the grip of this fear of death and live not only knowing that we will live forever, but live full of life today. Listen to the words of Luke chapter 24. Remember, Jesus at this point has been in the grave for 3 days. That is long enough that there's no possibility that he's alive, especially after everything he went through. Remember, crown of thorns, big thorns digging into his head, the blood dripping down. The lashing on his back was not just a few swats of a ruler or a stick. This was a lash that was meant to bring you this close to dying, that had things in it that ripped the flesh. So when Jesus hung on that cross, he already had all these wounds in him that made it impossible, on top of all that, and being crucified, and being thrust in the side, to not be dead when he was in that tomb. Now listen, because the women who came to the tomb assumed that Jesus was dead. Luke 24, verse 1. On the first day of the week, very early in the morning, the women took the spices they had prepared and went to the tomb. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly 2 men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. I have no idea what it looks like to be gleaming like lightning, but I'm thinking very bright. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground, but the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee? The Son of Man must be delivered to the hands of sinners, be crucified, and on the third day be raised again." Then they remembered his words. I love the first words delivered by the angels to these frightened women. Why are you looking for the living among the dead? Do you not know this? Do you not know that Jesus is meant to be alive?